Hey y'all. Oh my gosh, so cute. It gives us a countdown now. Take 3. I was in the car rider line and I tried to do this training and it cut me off twice. So if you're on and then I was like, say hey. Sorry. It's deleted. It wouldn't let me even speak. It just kept cutting off. So anywho, welcome back to the training. Okay. If you're here, hashtag replay in the comments. If you hop on, say your name, say hello in the comments. Put anything in the comments on how you feel about social selling. How you feel about social selling, okay? This is very different than what you think about selling. How you feel about it. Are you scared? Are you nervous? Does it make your stomach turn? Let me know how you feel about social selling, okay? So we've been asked to kind of change our wording from MLM to social selling, which is what we have always been. We've always been social selling, but a lot of people don't physically understand social selling and also the difference between social marketing, social selling and then social media marketing, okay? So they are two different things. They're not exactly interchangeable, but there is a difference between what you need to be doing in your business and what social marketing is, okay? They're two different things, okay? So I'm going to just start with what social selling should mean to you in your business, okay? A lot of people will jump into social selling and they feel a certain way. So tell me in the comments what you feel, what your emotion is when I say, okay, you have to go social sell, okay? Because a lot of people feel different things. People feel nervous. People feel anxious. People feel like they can't do it, okay? Social selling requires you to have a different mindset. I will tell you that I have had 2 businesses, okay? In every business, you need influence in some way, okay? People have to trust you to give you money, okay? That's just the facts. People have to trust you. They have to like you in some way. They have to know you. They have to have gotten something from you value-wise to like you, to trust you, to give you money, okay? So in social selling, this is where a lot of businesses start nowadays in social selling. Even if you are, printing t-shirts, doing all these things, you're social selling, you're bringing it up socially, you're selling on social media. There's a bunch of different ways to social sell, but social selling has always been around, and it originally started home parties, Tupperware, door to door. That was originally social selling, okay? And it has transformed a lot since then. Obviously, people are still going door to door sometimes, but social selling now is more about relationship building, okay? So the first thing you have to do about social selling is change your mindset about how you feel on social selling, because there's a lot of different feelings on social selling, and you need to wrap your mind around the influence that social selling needs, okay? It does not need to be millions of followers. This is not social selling. A lot of people think, okay, I need 1 million followers. I need 100 followers on Instagram, all these things. It's not exactly that way anymore because of algorithms and the things, okay? So somebody's calling me, sorry. Okay, social selling is a world. It's not a box. Okay, so a lot of people will think one specific way about it, and I just want you to throw all that out because there are so many different ways to social sell. People can social sell on just social media. I don't recommend that, but you can do it just on social media. You can do it just on a blog. You can social sell just in person sales on networking, all those kind of things. But social selling altogether is all of those together. It is social selling in your network and then expanding your network out with referrals and leads and things like that, okay? Then there's social selling within events, okay? So going to an event, setting up a booth, that kind of thing. That is social selling, getting leads, expanding your business with those leads. Then there's social selling within your group of people, right? And a lot of people will do this through social media because it's easier to have everyone right there, okay? So there's a bunch of different ways to do it, but I want you to have a broader strategy about it. Okay, so anyways, there's that, but attracting people is one very important thing about social selling. Okay, and then interacting with them, like physically talking to them, which can be scary, which is why a lot of people think, I don't want to social sell, right? Which is okay. You guys are here because you think that you want to social sell in some form or way. Okay, and let's be honest, when you're social selling in any business, okay, Walmart, wine, I don't care what it is. If you are selling to someone, you don't run a business on your family. Okay, let me say it again. You do not run a business, a successful business, on only your friends and family. It does not work that way. You may start there. That's an easy win to start there, okay? And not everyone wants to start there. That's okay too, but your friends and family is not the way that you run a successful business, okay? They're not going to keep you going. I've been in this for over 2 years now, and yes, some of my friends and family still sell or sell with me or whatever, but are they my bulk of business? Are they my bulk of the heart of my business? No. They supported me in the beginning. They got me to referrals. They got me parties, all these things, but they did not continue to grow my business. Okay, it started there, but the network has to be like way out here, like universal. And this is the box that you're putting social selling in when you say, I just have to start with friends and family, and then you continue in that cycle, which is what a lot of us do when we feel like there's some kind of failure. It's because we're staying in that circle of friends and family, and this is how you have to expand out within the universe of social selling, okay? All right, so there's that, and then of course, branding, which is just being yourself, okay? We'll go into that later, and then being a good listener. When you are social selling, being a good listener is key, because this is how you start building relationships, start offering solutions, and start that like, know, and trust whole process, okay? All right, so there we go. Okay, now social media marketing is the strategies you use online to target specific audiences, okay? This is different than social selling. Social selling is when we are building relationships, we're talking, and then we have a solution for them. That is social selling. Social media marketing is a strategy that you use online to target a specific audience. So that one is a different training. This one is the easy part. This is where we all start, the social selling, okay? The relationships that we've already built, and it is relationship based, okay? All right, so social selling is the process of researching, connecting, and then engaging in with prospects or customers who are on social media or with you physically, okay? Because a lot of our girls will do in person and stuff like that, and do events and do parties like in their, house or whatever it is, open houses, those kind of things. That is also social selling, okay? So when you start this business, you're starting a social selling business using your network, which is normally your friends and family, okay? And then, sorry, y'all, someone's calling. And then you have to expand out of that friends and family, because you will never have a successful business with only friends and family. Look at Walmart, look at McDonald's, look at all these names like Baskin Robbins, like all the names that are last names. Those are brands. Those are people who started a business and expanded, but they did not do it with only friends and family, okay? They didn't get big by sticking with friends and family, okay? All right. So the next thing is by commenting, sharing, and creating genuine relationships and content that will educate people on something that you have to offer, okay, will gain their like, know, and trust, okay? Y'all know that one. We've trained on that one forever, but that is really the heart of social selling, which is why that's what the business wants us to focus on. Social selling, and not saying MLM or anything like that, okay? So those things is what gives you influence. So even if you feel like you have no influence, this is where an influence starts to build, because if you are a social seller, people trust you, you have a couple of customers, okay, you already have influence. They bought from you because they weren't friends and family. They were referred to you, or whatever it is. You gave them education. You gave them something they needed. They wanted that, and you grew influence here. And that's how a successful business is run, with influence. Doesn't matter how big the influence is, okay? If you have one customer, you have influence, okay? All right, so the next thing is I'm not even going to say that. Okay, so social selling is not a quick sell, okay? A lot of people will come in, and because they're using that small first influence of friends and family, they will begin to believe in their head that social selling or your business is a quick win or a quick sale. And that is not the way it's meant to be. Just like we're moving out of this circle of friends and family and moving into a network, then we're moving out of a quick sale. We're moving into an actual time and effort for a targeted audience, okay? So once you get past that friends and family mark, once you get past that little circle of influence, you're moving out of your network, and then you're starting to focus on a specific group of people, and that is where your influence grows. And that is where your customers grow, okay? So that's where they're, referring to you, sending customers to you, booking parties with you. All of this is how you're building that target audience, because you start to notice between your hostesses, like which hostess you want to work with, what they do for a living, what they love about the nails. Did they come from a nail salon, or do they do it natural nails, right? Did they never paint their nails? And you start to gather some information about the specific people that you're selling to, and this will grow your business. Okay, I hope this makes sense. All right, so this is the easiest method to really grow a business right now, because it's easy to do it online, and it's not the only, you don't have to do it just online, okay? So a lot of girls will jump in and then they're like, never mind, I don't want to do it. It's spammy. If it feels spammy, then we're doing it wrong, and we're not getting the influence, we're not getting the content, we're not getting the like, know, and trust relationship building aspect of it in your mind, because it should never feel that way. It's a social selling, and people are attracted to you. It's social selling, and they're attracted to come into you. That's why you will hear so many people who are higher up in the companies say, oh, well, leads just come to me now. Well, yes, because they have built influence, and that's why people who have a higher rank, that's why people will come to them. Okay, because it's an influence that they built up. Okay, it didn't start just like that. All right, okay. So, blah blah blah. So referrals, that's how they come in, and then that's more leads, right? Which leads you to more sales, more stylists, more whatever your goal is. Okay, more income. All right, so the first thing that you have to do to kind of start this process is, one, just fix your profile, okay? So that means if you have a picture on your profile that's not a picture of you, I would suggest changing it. I would just suggest having a bright picture. You can search this group for the 360 method, and that's where you just take your phone and you're scrolling around to take the best lighting. You can stand in front of a window, take a picture of yourself if you don't have one that's just bright and nice, okay? If it is a bunch of stuff where no one knows whose profile it is, or they don't know who they're talking to, then it's hard for someone to know and trust that person when they can't even see their face. We're facial recognition beings. So having your face on your profile is just really key, okay? So then update your bio. I forgot what it's called. Your bio. Just update it about you. So who are you really? Like, are you a mom? Are you a wife? Are you a dog mom? Just update a few little things that you normally connect with those kind of people, right? I normally connect with moms, so it says I'm a mom, I'm a wife, right? I connect on these things, and I put those on my profile because this is how I connect with other people. If I have another mom, it's easy for me to talk about being a mom. It's easy for me to talk about struggles and successes and all the things, okay? So find some things that you like to talk about, that you define yourself as, and you can just put those on your profile so that people know, hey, oh, I can relate to that. I can relate to that. Social selling is about relating and building relationships, okay? All right, so update that a little bit, make it relatable to you, and then use some links. So if you know that you want to build on Facebook, that's great. If you know that most of your customers are not on Facebook, they're on Instagram, link your Instagram. Okay? If you know that you are building on TikTok, then you might want to put your TikTok on there, okay? You want to be linking this. All right. I finally found it. Okay, sorry. You want to be linking people back to you so you can connect with them and follow up with them and find them, you know, and grow a relationship with them, okay? Just link somewhere where they can find you and connect with you, wherever it is, whatever social platform you're going to be building on, okay? All right. Number 2 is know your why. Why are you selling polish? Why are you here with this company? If you have not had success in any company, then there's a reason that you're here, okay? You're here because you love the polish. You're here because it made you feel a certain way. You're here because you know that our building strategy for this business is huge. You're here for a specific reason, so you need to know that why, okay? Why are you here, number 1, and then what is the big goal? What do you want, right? Do you want to just pay some bills? Do you want to have a bigger influence and go, you know, like what do you want to do? There needs to be a reason, a why that you can bring everything back to, and also it can be a part of your story. It doesn't have to be a huge why at first. I remember like at first Tia's was just, she wanted to get out of debt, right? One of mine was, I just wanted the product. That's all I really wanted. And then I saw the business opportunity. Okay, so at first I was able to really build on that, and Tia was able to build and connect with people who wanted to get out of debt. She was very focused on that. Okay, so these are things that need to be part of your why in your story. Okay, I want to sell this because I want to get out of debt. Okay, now we need to start breaking it down. Okay, why do you want to get out of debt? Why do you want to do these? You need to start breaking these specific things down, because these feelings and solutions that you find within your story are how you build relationships with other people, build your team, build your customers, build the like, know, and trust, add value to your profile, share in person. These are how people in the top of the company have built social selling and built an influence, because they have a story and why. And even if it was a tiny little story like mine, or like Lisa's, who is just retired and she just wants to pay a few extra things and just have that extra income to be able to feel like she is doing something, right? And Lisa is one of our new leaders. She's amazing on our team. She is super, super sweet. But it doesn't matter if your story is like mine and Tia, or your story is like Lisa, where she just wants to have that few extra dollars so she can go grab lunch. Okay, you need to have that reason that you can connect back, and that's how you build the influence and the social selling that builds on your business and carries it for years, like you see in any of the leaders who stick with the company and stay, okay? Because they have that story or why, and they break it down, and they're able to relay that content back to people, which builds a relationship because they emotionally connect back to it, okay? So that's the other one. Okay, so the next one is their target audience. So obviously, if, let's say Tia, when Tia joined, she was very focused on Dave Ramsey and all that kind of thing. That was part of her story. That was part of her why. We broke it all down, right? So she was in those groups. She was having conversations with those people. She was sharing her wins and growing relationships there because it was part of her story and she could relate to those people. So a target audience of hers would also be people trying to get out of debt, right? They needed a reason to make more money, and that was how she could connect with other people, okay? Because it was part of her story, and she had those same emotions that she could tie to for influence and social building relationships, whatever I said earlier. Okay, so the next one is sharing content that actually builds those relationships. And that second part is how you build this content, okay? If you're social selling and you have all these pieces together, there has to be something that you're missing if it's not working. If it's not working, if social selling is not working, you're missing a piece of the step. That's why we're breaking it all the way back down to ground zero, because I see that we're missing steps when I'm coaching. There is somewhere you're missing a step, okay? So if it's not working, this is the system that works. So follow a system that has already worked or change the mindset. so that you can fix the system, okay? All right, so sharing this content comes from all these above steps. So sharing content that builds relationships, opens conversations, and builds the like, know, and trust with an audience or customer, okay? All right, so where can you get some of this content? 1, you can share other people's content. 2, you can create your own content for something that you know you're able to serve, right? Let's just say you focus on self-care, okay? So you're able to focus on, okay, self-care, and these are some tips for self-care. And one of your tips for self-care is quick, easy, 10-minute dry nail polish, okay? But the other one is bubble baths and blah, blah, blah. You know, you can make up your own self-care thing, and this can be a product of a self-care, okay? It's super easy to do when you have your mindset and you make it simple. You got to make it simple, okay? All right, so sharing yours, sharing other people's, and then sharing things that will help engage with other people, okay? So asking the questions about, hey, what do you do for self-care, right? When you're asking questions on social media, it is not just for posting. It is 1, which is the next one, to engage back. Number 4 is to engage back. It is to engage back, conversate with them, maybe, you know, have some conversations on the post, right? Because that's for the algorithm, that's for growing the relationships. But also then you can reach back out in personal messages, and this is how the building works, is you're like, oh man, girl, my children have done that too. My kids just drew all over the walls. We actually used a magic eraser to take it off. All the things, right? You can connect with them back on the post, and then in their social media, direct messages, personal messages, whatever you call them, messenger. You're engaging back, okay? There is no reason to post unless you have a reason, right? You're either trying to engage with them, you're trying to get some information, okay? So let's say you're asking a question and everyone is answering all these different things. Guess what? There's a bunch of things in your comments on what you're going to post about next, because they're interested in that. They're giving their opinion on that. And though, if that is your target audience, if that is who you're selling to, sorry y'all, then those are more content ideas. And that's how people in the top of the company have been here for 3+ years, and they're still able to build more content, okay? Because we get these content ideas from what you're posting and how you're using the information that you're posting, okay? We don't just post for no reason. So that's part of the social media marketing, and we'll go over that later, but this is just your tips, okay? All right, so 4 is engaging back with them. And if you just go on and post, if let's say you schedule out your post, great, you're doing amazing already. Second thing is to add 15 minutes to your calendar to go back and answer those, so that you can A, add more ideas to your content calendar, B, actually build the relationships with those people, and C, so that you can see what people are actually interested in, okay? It's more like feedback. All right, so that's number 4. Okay, share your content. Okay, I'll set all that. All right, the next one, number 5, is to share success stories, okay? This is not just sharing me and Tia's story. This is sharing your story. This is sharing your customer reviews. This is sharing people that referred you. Like, why did they refer you? Like, what did they love? Like, ask them specific questions. I have a Google form that I ask my customers to do after like the first time they've ordered. I send them some emails, and then a couple emails in, I'm like, hey, I would love for you to fill out this form. Did you get a thank you letter from me? Did you have any problems with your order? Did you love the colors on you? Did Krishna send you a video to help you? Blah, blah, blah. Like all these things that I want to know. And I can also use this as a customer review. I can use this as an experience or whatever. If they say, oh my gosh, I've been searching for something. I've been damaging my nails at the salon. Krishna taught me how to blah, blah, blah. Guess what? That's going to be a post. It's going to be a post on my main page. It's going to be a post on my Instagram. It's going to be a post in my VIP group. And I'm going to schedule it at a different time so that it comes up different times, okay? And I got a bunch of content ready to go. So sharing success stories, sharing your story, sharing your team story, your side sister stories. We have a whole team of people. If you start today and you do not have a customer, guess what? There's a whole team of girls that have a bunch of customers, and you can use one of their reviews. It is the same product, okay? So one of the reasons to share success stories and feedback, all this stuff, is because emotion is what will sell a social selling network. That's like how it works. You're tied to something. You're drawn into something. Something stops you because you were emotionally tied to it in some way. It wowed you. It shocked you. It interested you, right? There was an emotion that stopped you, and you're like, oh, it's a mom post. Oh, it's about this. Like, there is something inside you that it ties back to, okay? And these are how, people crave emotion in all different ways, right? So if someone is searching for confidence, and I'm posting about how dry nail polish gave me so much confidence, and I never posted my hand, and all these things, people are going to pay attention because I'm talking about confidence, and confidence is what she wants, okay? Because I know who my target audience is, and we'll keep going into that later. And that's how you build influence in your brand and credit and like, no trust. Again, all back to the same process. 6 is be consistent. Y'all know this. You have to be consistent. I tell you over and over, if you're going to work the first 30 days, you might not get paid. The next 30 days, guess what? You're getting paid on that first 30 days, okay? And it continues to go, and that's why we work in a 90-day system. 30 days, 60 days, 95 days, right? We just keep going in that system and repeating it because you're getting paid on that first 30 days in the second 30 days. Being consistent is very key. People want to know that you're going to stay here. People want to know that they can trust that you're not going to leave them. People want to know that you know what you're talking about, right? And so being consistent in what you share, how you show up, is how you change your business and how you grow influence. And that is what you need to social sell. Even if it's to 2 people, okay? You have influence. If you've had any sales. Excuse me, I burped. I'm so sorry. That was embarrassing. Okay. Okay. Being consistent is how you show up, right? And it's how you generate more leads. And it's also how you grow relationships. So there you go. Okay. Number 7 is tracking your progress and your leads. So this is definitely with the comments, like going back and scheduling that 15 minutes, you're able to see what they're talking about and what they're interested in as well. But I also keep like a Google Sheet. You can have a customer service, marketing thing, a CRM. All of the things work, but a Google Sheet, an Excel spreadsheet, programs, just a plain stinking notebook, but writing down the things. So if you know that you need to like follow up with someone said they were interested in, this red color, or interested in a launch that's coming up that hasn't happened yet, you better bet you need to write it down, because if you don't have a process of tracking it, you're never going to have leads to follow up with. And if you don't have leads, then you don't have a business. If you don't have customers, you don't have a business, right? If you don't have all these things, you don't have a business. So we have to get into the business mindset of tracking. A business tracks everything. They track their expenses. They track who they're talking to. They track their people who are interested in buying their product and joining them. They track everything. And if you are tracking, you are going to be successful, because you're going to have more leads than most people, because most people do not track. Do not track. Okay, the next thing is follow up, because you have to track to be able to follow up. If you don't have if you don't have any tracking, then there's no one to follow up with. You're like, oh, well, I got no one to follow up with. Well, of course not, because you have no system for tracking people, tracking things, tracking systems. If I message someone for their birthday, I write it down on my little form. I write it down that I messaged her for her birthday. If I offered her a free set or a sample during her birthday, I write it down that I mailed it out that day and I need to follow up with her on X amount of days. I add it to my calendar. There's a system that I follow to track things so that I stay busy and active in productive activities for social selling. Okay? All right. Next, following up. You have to look up that form, you're right. You got to see who you got to follow up with. You got to see what actions are next. You got to see where your content's supposed to be coming from. So here you can also offer things. When you're following up with a customer that has been with you at least, let's be honest, if they don't, they're really probably not a customer unless they order with you 2 to 3 times. Once they order with you 3 times, it's time to set up her party. It's time to start earning her rewards. It's time to do all these. So in a follow-up, that's where you can offer these things where it is not spammy, because that is a customer. She's bought from you 3 times, then guess what? She needs to be rewarded. She needs to be pampered. She needs this customer service that we don't always offer. We let it slip by the cracks, okay? So tracking the system and then following up with her. When you're following up, that's where you start offering solutions and products to your customers. That's where you start offering a special customer service, blah, 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 whatever you want to do for yours specifically. That's where you start offering parties. And it's not like, hey, did you think you want to book a party with me? No, that's not a good follow-up. A good follow-up is, hey, Erin, how was your weekend? I know you just got your nails in the mail. Tell me how much you love them. Okay? And then she's going to tell me how much she loves them. And then I'm going to say, girl, I know that you were going to love that color. And I just saw we got a bunch of good stuff coming out. And you know what? We're going to need to get you those too, because you're going to love these. I have 2 dates available in March. I have 2 more dates. I have the 7th and the 17th. Let's set you up a little girls' night, and let's get you all these next launches for free. What do you think? Right? There is a process of asking that is also serving, okay? Am I talking about getting something for me? No. Am I talking about how I need to reach a goal? No. I am talking about serving her because she loves something, and I'm going to give her something for free, right? I'm going to tell her different things, and I'm going to help her through the process of booking because she's already a customer, and I'm following up to be a good social seller, right? To be a good business, okay? Because building a relationship here as a social seller is how people keep getting more business. Okay, that's where referrals come from. That's where parties come from. That's where more huge orders come from when you launch new products, okay? All right, so that's follow up. And then the next one is asking for the referral. How do you get those shared success stories and the reviews and all the things? You ask for them, okay? I asked you to put that in your social selling process, and this is part of it. Asking for the review, asking for her advice or input or insight on your business and the things that you are doing for her. I would love your feedback on such and such. You know, hey, I just sent you your party pack. You know, this is my new one for the year. I would love to know your feedback on the hostess packet I sent you. What were your original thoughts? You're going to have to come up with questions to ask her so that you can write these so that you can write these success stories and these reviews on your page, in your group, in your parties, okay? This is how I get all those. If you see them come up on my thing or if you've been in my parties, where do I get all those reviews? Because I ask every stinking client. If she has ordered from me one time, you better bet she's going to be filling out that little review thing for me because I use those all the time, okay? So ask for the referral, ask for the insight, ask for the party, right? But remember, when you're following up, you have to frame it in the right way. It's an offer in that situation, okay? So that's number 9 is asking. And the last one, number 10, is new connections daily in social selling with the right energy, okay? If you don't have the right energy, if I came to you today and I was like, hi, y'all, I sell this dry nail polish and it's really good. I think that you're going to love it too. Are you going to buy from me? No. If I'm like scared putting this on, like I don't really know how it works, but even if it's my first time, I'm like, y'all, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to put this stuff on because I'm stinking excited, right? You can tell that the energy changes and I change because I'm excited to share something with them. I'm excited to educate them on something. I'm excited during a party because guess what? I'm building relationships. I'm building my business. I'm about to get new referrals. I'm about to get new insight. I'm about to have new orders. I'm about to join a new girl to our team, right? I go into a party knowing that these things are going to happen because my energy is very different than what a lot of people would say. And it does not have to be all bubbly Krishna, okay? But it has to be you, and it has to be attractive. You have to attract other people with an emotion. We already talked about emotions, okay? So go back and watch the replay, but that emotion is how you pull people in to stop at your parties. How people are gathered around someone in the grocery store that's putting on samples because I'm like, yeah, girl, like, come on, let me put one on you too, right? Because you create an energy that people want to be around, okay? So new connections every single day in social selling with the right energy, okay? If you have the wrong mindset that this isn't going to work, guess what? You're right. It's not going to work. If you have the wrong energy coming into a party that you're really worried that this host might not work and you're not going to get any sales, guess what? You're probably not, because you already have the mindset that it's not going to happen, right? And you bring the energy that it's not going to happen. You bring the defeat. Don't bring the defeat. You're a business and you are amazing, okay? All right, so I don't think that I have anything else on social selling, but this was the big takeaways. Sorry, y'all. So watch the replay if you can. We're going to come back with social marketing, social media marketing another day so that we can pinpoint what the next steps to this is. But I want you to tell me in the comments, what is your biggest takeaway? What is something that you learned today that you did not know about social selling, you did not know you should be doing in your business? And let's work through it so we can make sure that everyone on our team is successful, because this system works. I know that it works. I've done it in other businesses and I've done it in this business, and we've trained girls to do it who are also the top 1% of the company. So y'all can do this if you want to do this, okay? Social selling is super, super easy when you have the right mindset and you have the right system that you're following. So y'all let me know what questions you have, how I can help you, and I will be back probably another day this week to finish this part of the training. The next part is social media marketing and our strategy for how we process that with social selling, okay? All right, bye guys. Love you so much.